So today we got two powerful villains going head to head. Magneto versus Sinestro. Who wins? Well, let's find out. Among the most powerful, recognizable, and infamous mutants to inhabit the planet Earth, Magneto was the X-Men's first major nemesis. Now known as a revolutionist and terrorist, Magneto has fought for the X-Men as many times as he's been against them. Magneto's mutant power gives him mastery over all forms of magnetism. He can draw on the magnetic sphere of the planet and can perceive all the magnetic forces on Earth and even the biological patterns in all living beings. Magneto can do a ton of different things with his powers, most famously control and manipulate any metallic object and reshape it or really do whatever he wants with it. This even includes the most indestructible metals like vibranium or the adamantium Wolverine's bones. He's even able to manipulate the smallest magnetic particles in the universe, going so far as to rip out any ferrous elements from a person's body through their tissues or reverse their blood flow. He can create electromagnetic fields strong to lift hundreds of thousands of tons and has the ability to direct his magnetic powers inward and increase his physical attributes like his strength, durability, speed, and reaction time. He can create powerful magnetic force fields for protection, shoot powerful blasts of electricity or magnetic energy, and generate powerful EMP pulses. Then even though Magneto's primary power is control of magnetism, he's also able to manipulate any form of energy on the electromagnetic spectrum. However, it's more difficult for Magneto to manipulate other forms of energy, so he usually only uses magnetism. Then in the other corner we have Sinestro. Sinestro is one of the greatest Green Lanterns there ever was, but currently, Sinestro has restarted his Fear Lantern Corps in the wake of the Forever Evil Godhead and other events detailing the disappearance of the GL Corps along with his Guardians. Sinestro's yellow ring allows him to manipulate energy through the use of fear, and has many of the same powers as Green Lantern. The ring can construct anything the wearer can imagine out of hard light energy, as long as they acknowledge fear to make it. Now, the greater the fear Sinestro can instill, the more complex and intricate the constructs can be. The ring can also project beams, form protective bubbles and force fields, and just unleash destructive blasts. The ring can turn Sinestro or anything else invisible, phase through walls, manipulate nearby matter, and also plant hypnotic commands or control a person. Sinestro has the ability to fly, and can actually achieve incredible speeds, like being able to travel from planet to planet in just a couple of hours. The ring can absorb energy, and it can really absorb a ton of energy, even housing the entirety of Parallax inside his ring and his body. He can also open up wormholes of the dimensions, time travel, although it takes great willpower to do it, and the ring is also a pocket dimension where it can travel opponents. The ring can transform anyone or anything, can decrease or increase the temperatures of objects, even something as large as a star. One thing that makes the Fear Ring unique is the ability to instill and grow incredible amounts of fear in others, and actually allows Sinestro to create energy constructs of an opponent's worst nightmare. This terrifies the opponent and only fuels Sinestro even more. So who wins? Well, let's break it down. Now, both of these guys are very powerful, and the way that the powers actually match up will be interesting to look at. But before we talk about that, let's talk about physicality. Now, Sinestro is clearly faster. He's able to move from planet to planet in just a few hours, and Erik has never been seen moving that fast. Of course, Magneto is able to direct his powers inward, use it to increase his strength, durability, speed, and reflexes, and because of that, Erik might actually have more strength, especially since he can use his powers to increase his strength and just straight up lift hundreds of thousands of tons. In fact, during Magneto's battle of Iron Man, it's said that he was siphoning energy from several planets, so just think about the power behind those punches. But this probably won't get down to a physical hand-to-hand fight between the two. If it did, I'll be very, very surprised. So I guess the question now is, how do Magneto's powers match up with Sinestro's energy ring? And here I gotta give the advantage to Sinestro. That's just because the ring gives him infinite versatility. He can do anything that he wants, like creating anything from an axe to a plasma rifle. But he doesn't even just have to do that. Sinestro could create a bubble inside of Magneto, attack him with lethal levels of radiation, and his shield's been able to contain a supernova before, which is just crazy. But of course, Magneto is powerful too, because his powers don't just give him control over magnetism, but he's able to manipulate any form of energy in the electromagnetic spectrum, which actually raises the question I just thought of. Can Erik manipulate the hard light constructs that Sinestro creates? I'd have to say no. While it is energy, I haven't seen anything suggest that Erik could control it, and even if he could, I'm confident that Sinestro has better control over his own energy than Magneto. At the end of the day, I just believe that Sinestro is at a different power level here. As the Green Lantern, he ruled his entire sector, which covered over an entire galaxy, and he's defeated several notable people in the DCU, including Superman. With his versatility the ring allows him, his incredible force fields, and the fact that Magneto will have to fight his greatest fear eventually, I really see Sinestro winning this one. But what do y'all think? I would love to hear your thoughts, so sign off in the comments down below. Also, be sure to subscribe button for videos just like this one every single day, and I will see y'all next time.